I've done a video in the past that's talked about how being a debt-free household and having no home payment has made dealing with inflation easier for my family. But it doesn't take away from the frustration that I feel every time I go to the grocery store. I recall when I left my corporate job in 2020 so that I could start my business, I had budgeted aside $500 every pay period for groceries. So on average, my family was spending about $1,000 a month. I have had to update my budget a few times since then, and currently we're paying $750 per pay period for groceries, and just recently we've been paying even more. Now, the reason we've been paying more recently is because I'm changing the groceries that I buy. I have switched to buying mostly whole foods and mostly organic, and I'm really spending probably close to $800 every pay period on groceries, and for us, a pay period is every 2 weeks. So $400 a week on groceries for a family of 4. A while back, I had done a video about 1950s budgets, and I knew in the 1950s people were spending about 30% of their household budget on groceries, and I wondered, what are people spending today on their groceries and on their eating out? So overall, what is food spending looking like in America? And I found something out that I thought was really interesting. On the left-hand side, there is the average annual spending on food in dollars. And on the right-hand side, it is the percent of income spent on food. For example, the lowest income bracket is spending about 31% of their discretionary income on food, even though they're only spending around $5,000 a year on food. And then compare that to the highest income brackets in America, and they are spending on average about $15.5 thousand a year on food, but only makes up about 7% of their discretionary income. So even though they are spending multiples more on food, it represents just a small percentage of their total discretionary income. And then if you look at the middle of the road, the people right square in the middle, which I think represents a lot of Americans, probably the majority of Americans, we are now spending over $8,000 a year on food. And that puts us at about 14% of our discretionary spending on groceries. So because of the debt burdens that we're carrying today, the percentage of money that we are able to spend on things like groceries and housing is affected. I am an advocate for paying off your debt as soon as possible. I learned how freeing that is, and you guys should know by now, if you've seen a few of my videos, that I believe in financial independence and winning with money so that you can pursue work that you love and are not chained to a job that you don't like. I know this is a challenge for a lot of people in America, partway because our income is low, and then partway because we're just disgusted by inflation and we want to keep our budget where we had it set. But at this point, I have to strongly encourage that people are spending where it matters on their food. When we buy better food, we feel better overall. When we feel better overall, we become less sick. Medical spending in the US today makes up $4.5 trillion per person. That is $13,000 plus dollars. This is up 4.3% just since 2022. I am so blown away about how much money we are spending on medical help in America, and also how hard it is to keep healthy foods in the house. If we could treat food like medicine, then we would be able to hopefully be sick less and require less medication. One of the things that I downloaded in order to help me figure this out is the Yuka app. It's spelled Y-U-K-A, and this app has been amazing. It has told me about the quality of the food that I'm eating. It rates the food. It is not funded by any organization. You have a free version of this app, and you can also get a premium version, which I opted to do just to donate to the company because I believe in their cause. When I scanned certain foods that have been completely prevalent in our household, I was shocked. Many of the additives in American food are literally illegal in Europe. This app has helped me make better choices about what I'm choosing to buy. As a matter of fact, we've made it a game where my kids are literally like, hey mom, let's scan this one. Hey mom, let's scan that one. And we're looking for foods now that will be better medicine for our bodies. So let me know what you think. Do you think Americans are getting sicker because of the food that we're eating? Do you think inflation is absolutely infuriating and is making it harder for you to eat the healthful foods that you want to eat? I'd really love to hear what you have to say about it because it sounds to me like we need to have a movement.